Formula One is bracing for a comeback that could change everything. BMW, the legendary German powerhouse that once walked away from the sport in 2009, is now preparing a dramatic return for the new engine era. And this time, they are not creeping in quietly. Speaking at the Munich Mobility Summit, BMW CEO Oliver Zipse confirmed what many suspected. If Formula One truly embraces sustainability and innovation, we are ready. This is no longer just sport. It is a proving ground for global technology leadership, he said. That quote has lit up boardrooms and paddocks alike. This is not a vague interest. BMW has quietly ramped up internal discussions, revisiting long-term strategies that align with Formula One's new direction. What once seemed like corporate daydreaming has turned into action plans. Formula One is entering a new arms race, and Germany is sending all of its champions to the front lines. Mercedes, already a cornerstone of the hybrid era, remains one of the most dominant forces in modern Formula One. With 8 Constructors' Championships and an engineering empire in Brackley and Brixworth, their presence on the grid is not just expected, it is feared. But now, Audi is preparing to join the fray in 2026. Having already acquired the Sauber team, Audi is developing its own power unit in Neuburg and positioning itself for a full works entry. Their goal is clear: bring German precision and Volkswagen Group resources to the top of Formula One. And just when the dust seemed to settle, BMW is back in the conversation. With a new base planned in Farnborough, BMW's return would complete the trifecta. 3 of Germany's automotive titans battling for supremacy on a global motorsport stage. Each carries its own legacy, its own fan base, and its own corporate ambition. For Formula One, this is not just an expansion of the grid. It is a declaration that the next great chapter will be written in German engineering, forged in rivalry and raced at 300 kilometers per hour. Forget partnerships or badge engineering. BMW has chosen to base its new Formula One operation in Farnborough, Hampshire, as part of a full-scale team strategy. This decision was made to tap into the UK's rich motorsport talent pool and to position the new squad in close proximity to key suppliers and wind tunnel facilities used by top-tier teams. BMW will fully own and control the team, but the decision to operate from the UK is a deliberate strategic play. Farnborough offers immediate access to some of the brightest engineers in the sport and a high-tech industrial network that supports Formula One innovation. It is the perfect base for a team with global ambition and German precision. The race for Formula One expansion is already underway, but BMW is not part of that battle. The spotlight in this case belongs to Chinese giant Geely. The company has formally submitted a proposal to revive Lotus as an independent Formula One team. According to senior FIA sources, the application is complete and currently under review as part of the governing body's long-awaited 12th team process. Geely's vision is bold. They intend to bring back the Lotus name not as a heritage brand, but as a fully competitive operation supported by deep capital and state-of-the-art EV and hybrid research. The team would be headquartered in the UK and linked to Geely's global automotive R&D ecosystem. What sets Lotus apart is its history. Under Colin Chapman, Lotus changed the DNA of Formula One with its radical designs and fearless innovation. Now, Geely wants to bring that philosophy into the future, mixing British racing legacy with Chinese industrial scale. If the FIA accepts their bid, Lotus will occupy the 12th and final grid slot. But BMW's return is entirely separate. While Lotus fights for a place, BMW is building their own empire. As Formula One accelerates toward its next era, the FIA is putting one message front and center: the sport needs fresh engine blood. In a recent policy roundtable, FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem reportedly told manufacturers, "This is the moment to innovate. We need new engine builders, not just new teams." The power unit landscape in Formula One has remained mostly unchanged for the past decade. Ferrari, Mercedes, and Honda have shared the grid, while Red Bull is now preparing to enter with Ford. And now, Cadillac has confirmed its entry as the 11th team. Cadillac, backed by General Motors, will start on the grid using Ferrari power units, but the plan is not to remain a customer for long. Behind closed doors, GM has been building a power unit division that aims to debut its own Cadillac-branded engine by 2028 or 2029. However, the FIA wants more manufacturers, more independence, more innovation. BMW's return answers that call. They are not looking to rebadge someone else's engine or operate as a silent partner. They are developing a full, original hybrid power unit based on their decades of engineering excellence. This fits perfectly with the FIA's goal of pushing Formula One into the future with technologies that mirror sustainable road car development. This is why BMW's program carries so much much weight, it is not about filling a grid slot. It is about filling a technological void. If successful, BMW will become a central pillar in the next generation of Formula One power units. BMW's legacy in Formula One is built on performance, passion, and occasional heartbreak. Their debut in the early 1980s as an engine supplier to Brabham saw instant success, with Nelson Piquet winning the 1983 World Championship using a turbocharged BMW engine that became legendary for its brutal power. Their second chapter began in 2000, partnering with Williams. During this period, they delivered some of the fastest engines on the grid. Although they never clinched a championship, they consistently challenged Ferrari and McLaren, producing multiple wins and podiums. In 2006, BMW took over Sauber and became a full works team. By 2008, they claimed a victory in Canada with Robert Kubica and briefly led both title standings, but the momentum was short-lived. In 2009, amid economic pressures and shifting corporate priorities, BMW abruptly exited the sport. Many believed their departure was premature, as the team had finally reached the cusp of championship contention. Now, 16 years later, BMW is back to settle unfinished business. Their return is not about nostalgia, it is about proving they belong at the top of Formula One, not as a supplier, but as a constructor with their own destiny. The battle between BMW and Mercedes is one of the most iconic rivalries in automotive history. It is not just about sales or engines, it is about philosophy, pride, and a century-old contest for German engineering supremacy. Their story began on the road, with luxury sedans and performance coupes, but it found its fiercest chapters on the track. In the German DTM series, BMW and Mercedes collided race after race, with brutal wheel-to-wheel duels that shaped an entire generation of motorsport fans. These were not polite corporate rivalries, they were blood and oil showdowns between two brands that refused to back down. Even in Formula One's past, their presence cast long shadows. While Mercedes returned to dominate the hybrid era from 2014 onward, BMW had already left, watching from the sidelines, but the respect and the grudge remained. Now, BMW is ready to return to the same grid that Mercedes has called home for over a decade. The old rivalry is about to take on its most global and high-stakes form yet. For Mercedes, it is about holding the throne. For BMW, it is about tearing that throne apart and building their own. With decades of experience in motorsport and some of the world's most advanced hybrid and electric powertrain systems, BMW brings exactly what Formula One needs: a fusion of tradition and next-generation engineering. Their commitment to sustainability has already produced high-performance electric vehicles like the i4 M50 and iX M60, both equipped with cutting-edge battery and motor technologies. These platforms are directly relevant to the hybrid electric balance Formula One will demand in 2026. But BMW also brings something harder to quantify: identity. The brand stands for driving precision, for engineering that feels alive, and for cars that beg to be pushed. They do not build machines to sit in museums, they build them to win. Their return to Formula One is more than a marketing campaign. It is a declaration that performance still matters, that hybrid power can be thrilling, and that German engineering is not a one-brand story. Mercedes may have ruled the last decade, but the next one, BMW, is ready to make it their own. Is BMW's return exactly what Formula One needs, or is the grid already too crowded with giants fighting for dominance? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.